It's going live in 3, 2, 1. Boop. Okay, I believe we are live and all the audio is hopefully working. I'll have chat up just in case. Zane, you'll have to hold that a little bit more. All right, welcome everybody to In the YGO episode 19. As you can tell from the name of the episode. Oh no. Whoops. As you can tell from the name of the episode, we are back. And we are disappointed. I am Jello, the casual card gamer. Welcome to the show. With me, as always, is GoldenNovaYugioh, making a funny face, and JC Theater YGO, with his regular face. And yeah, welcome back. It's been a month, actually. I was looking at the last date that we did one of these shows, and the last one that we did was April 25th.
Oh
man. So, how have you guys been?
Working hard, hardly working. Found out what happens when you bring a 30-step combo deck against someone who decided to play Shadal Trap
Ew.
in a tournament.
Oh man.
Other than that, I'm fine. My ego is completely unbruised. Everything is fine.
And what about you, JC? How you been?
Pretty good. My I actually, since the last podcast, I did graduate college with my bachelor's. I'm still doing the same thing right now, waiting to use that piece of paper. Thank you. But for now, life is just I'm a boring adult instead of an adult student. So Yu-Gi-Oh has been a nice little comfort to run away to, and hopefully I'll be getting back to making videos, which have been definitely absent on my channel as of late. But this will bring me back to the swing of things, talking to you guys about these cardboard pieces that sadly disappoint us in recent times, but overall give us joy, I guess.
Yeah.
And how are you, Jello?
I'm good. For anybody that hasn't already watched the other video on my channel, I did get COVID, which is why it took so long for us to come back. But I am alive and recovering. So yeah, I actually started going back to work on Thursday. So starting to slowly get back into the swing of things, and also starting to feel like my lungs haven't been ravaged. But
Is
yeah.
any of the taste or smell coming back?
Very faintly. Like I can taste very extreme smells, extreme tastes. But for the most part, like one of the first things that I told my family was, as soon as I can like have a normal dinner again, like I want to have Indian food, because I know what that tastes like. And we had Indian food, and I just did not taste anything. Like I could, like, it's like for a millisecond and then goes away. I'm like, oh man, this sucks. Now it just burns my mouth, and I don't know why. So yeah, that's how that's been going. But for the most part, at least I can eat whatever food I want and not, go. But that's enough about life. We're not here to talk about life. We're here to talk about cardboard. And the first thing, guys, it is very, it's a very exclusive thing that we can talk about on the show, because the man who prophesied or brought forth this monstrosity is here. Hidden Arsenal Chapter 1. I believe that's what it's called, right?
Yes. Fortunately, yes.
The most disappointing thing that I have that reached my computer screen in the past couple days, or how I don't know how long ago it was, but The thing that pisses me off the most about this is that I have to wait even longer for Legendary Duelist Season 3. And that means that anybody who watches Hero to Hero, you're going to have to wait a lot longer before we get any episodes back. So, yeah, how do you guys feel? Nova, I want to hear your piece on this because you are the reason that this has happened. That this is happening.
Okay. So, I want to walk you through my day in the news leaked. I'm at work. I'm on the phones, waiting for stuff to happen. Pretty clacky, putting some files where they're supposed to go. Glued to my phone, as usual, and I get a notification. JC has tagged you in a photo. I was like, oh, well, that's interesting. Let's see what's going on. This isn't like a podcast day. Click. I love Nova and all this, but I blame him for having brought Hidden Arsenal 1 into existence. And I'm like, what is this? What? Scroll, scroll, scroll. Hidden Arsenal Chapter 1 is being released, reprinting all your favorite cards. And I had a disassociative moment. I have to come to terms with the fact that I'm a Doom prophet now. Every time I make something that's about an archetype... You know what? I just did Battle and Boxers. Check it. Watch Animation Chronicles. I guarantee you they're going to print... What is it? Ring Announcer? That's a card for Battle and Boxers. They'll do it. Don't test my powers now.
You know what? It didn't. The thing didn't click into my head until you said, we are reprinting all of your favorite cards, so they're just gonna give us empty foil packs. Just like open it for the air that's inside.
No, so anyone who's seen the video, I do a lot of editorializing. I make up a lot of stuff because the lore doesn't exist very much even in the OCG, as far as it's translated, there's a lot of empty space where you could add things in there. And something that I added was that the first wave of Ally of Justice made by the different clans sucked. That's not part of the actual canon. I added that because we all know they suck. Why? Do you want a reprint in Ultra Rare of Enemy Crusher, a giant mammoth with 1200 attack that, like... I forget what it does. What was it? Ally of Justice 1,000 Swords or something? I can attack everything that you control, but if I fight a non-light, too bad.
Oh, man.
No, you hit it on the head, Jello. All of your favorite cards. Cool. I'm glad that every pack's gonna have one Naturia Beast and one Catastor, and that's it.
As you guys can tell, Zane has a lot of feelings about this.
This cannot be my legacy. I am building an audience here. I am growing very well. I do not need to be canceled for bringing these products into existence.
I honestly had no idea what was going on, like, cause I am like an elementary school child. If I see a post, I go straight to the pictures and not read the read the thing. I'm like, are they reprinting the box set, or are people just like finding old boxes and selling them for super cheap because the cards in it sucked? I'm like, wait, no, and it happened. JC, how do you feel? You're the one who you were the first one of the three of us to find out that this crap was happening.
I was the first because I saw meme after meme immediately posted once it became a reality. As far as I'm aware, and I could be wrong, but I think it's purely a to the distributor, like a note to them. I don't think it's on the Konami website yet, I believe. Mm-hmm. It could be by now, but at the time that I saw, it was like just on like Yu-Gi-Oh! Black Market's website. Mm-hmm. The fun thing is, though, at the end of the day, they stole from Nova the idea to bring Dual Terminal and Hidden Arsenal back into relevancy, and they smacked this lore lover in the face by giving us one page detailing part of the Hidden Arsenal story in each box that we purchase. No, we're not getting a whole book. We're not getting anything cool. We're getting a little snippet, probably the same size and material as the paper mats in like a normal like structure deck. And we do get the dice though, which I am excited to see, like a Naturia bamboo shoot dice or something like that. I think that'd be cool.
If it isn't made out of bamboo, I don't care.
That'll be the chase one. That'll be the chase real bamboo die. I will say that this is chapter 1, so we're getting. I know you said all your favorites, so just to confirm what those favorites are according to Konami, it's Worms, Ally of Justice, which were already brought up as a obvious fan favorite of Nova here.
The most fan favorite. Favoritist.
The normally peaceful Naturia, the proud dinosaurs. You know, dinos are really popular, and I know people love teching in those Jirac cards to bring out their level 10 board wipe that requires like all dinosaurs and a Jirac tuner, and much more. So hopefully that much more will give us. I think Dragoonity will be in this set. I know John Moore mentioned that Barcha is like the most expensive card in Hidden Arsenal, like across the board, all the Hidden Arsenal sets, which is true. It's like at $50 right now, USD. Wow. Okay. But I don't even know if that would be considered in Chapter 1. I'm not too sure on my where the cutoff and beginning of the Hidden Arsenal sets are going to be for these chapters. Because I heavily assume, and I really don't want it to be Chapter 1 being what a rewave, except in different rarities of Hidden Arsenal 1, so it has to be multiple. But I think they're probably doing the same as Legendary Duelists seasons, where it's 1 or 2 sets at a time. But I don't know. It's very weird. They're pushing Season 3 back, obviously, because they probably have more product to sell that have the super awesome evil heroes in them. Because whenever Season 3 does come out, it'll be stacked. So they're going to push that as far away from relevancy as possible, so that way it's probably going to be less stacked by the time we get it. So it makes sense, kind of. It's just very weird, but I guess they don't have much to work with, or at least in their mind they don't. You know, they don't have to pay the R&D team if they just reprint all these cards they paid in 12, 13, 14? I don't know my Yu-Gi-Oh lore that much, but I think it was around that time. But yeah, I don't like it. I don't hate it. It's going to be basically Ghost from the Past to me, where I'm not going to buy it anyway, so they can do whatever. It's just the consensus is also bad. But I am glad that we're going to get Dragoonity Knight Barcha in only Ghost Rare as the chase card, and probably like Lavalval Chain as a Ghost Rare too, or something, because that's what they're going to use to sell this set probably.
Oh, man.
Oh, you're right. Oh, no.
I will say nothing's confirmed about Ghost Rares. Right now it does have the colored Ultra Rares, which I do like. I do respect that. I like it. I wish more cards in a pool could get that, you know, like almost like every card in the set, like the Legendary Duelist, could get that as like a potential. Because I love the Duelist League rares that had those colored. Like I have red Tenkies in my Fire Fist deck, right? Like I think they're so flavorful and nice. That was before they were expensive, by the way. I picked up the Duelist League rares early. I'm not a high roller here, but but yeah, definitely. I think that's the silver lining, is the die and the fact that it'll be colored ultra rares. But most of this is my last point. I'm sorry I'm rambling so much about this terrible set, but most of the expensive cards in across the board, the Hidden Arsenal sets, are secret rare versions of cards that have already been reprinted already. Like we have like Naturia Beast is like the top 10 most expensive cards. Dragoonity Phalanx, I don't speak Spartan. That's like top 6 or something. I don't know. It's just very weird how all the top cards don't need reprints. The only exception, shout out Team Samurai X1, is Geomancer of the Ice Barrier at like $9 for a super rare, because I guess it's good in the Ice Barrier structure deck, and it's the one card they didn't reprint there. So this was their solution to that mistake that they made. But Jello, close us out on how much we love this set.
Oh man, it is immeasurable. It is going through the roof. 'Cause you know, there's nothing more that I love than when a set comes out that delays a set that I actually want. So,
Can I just one thing that I'm thinking of now that we're here?
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that you'll hear sometimes, especially from like finance people, are like, well, don't just buy singles. If you don't buy sealed product, you're not going to put anything in the market. You're ruining things by just buying singles. it's a horrible excuse, but now this is a set where you don't even have to wait for the product to come out. You can buy singles now.
you
You're
have
already
been
on the
able
market.
for longer than a child has been, like, for longer than like a grade school child has been alive. That's how long some of these cards have been out. It's so bad. So let's hit the chat real quick. Koala says hello, Koala. How are you three? We are alive and well. We are expressing our emotion quite vigorously about Hidden Arsenal Chapter 1. So yeah, that's how we're doing. Terrio says, yo, finally made it, just got out of work and I'm happy to make it before you guys ended. We actually just started, Terrio, so welcome to the show. And Hidden Arsenal seems like a collector's box or a nostalgia set for 5D's era. I could see that happening if there were any cards that people actually wanted. But like JC said, like, what was the most expensive card out of here? The Dragoonity.
Yeah, and then the second most expensive is $11 at Constellar Ptolemy M7, which I think has other prints.
Yeah, but
yeah,
like,
it has a Duelist Saga reprint at like $3.
oh, there we go. Like, there is no point to this set other than just rehashing things, like just regurgitating things.
Ally of Justice Clausulus is in there, the level 5 vanilla monster with 2300 defense. I will find all the product that hasn't been scalped yet, and I will throw it in a furnace.
Do it. I would watch a video of you doing that. Oh, man.
I bought out this Walmart so I could make kindling for, I don't know, Gen X controller. That boy needs fire.
It sucked because, like, I literally came out of quarantine, and one of the first things that I saw was this, and it made me so sad. I'm like, okay, at least I can save some money for other card games now.
We want to buy your product, Konami. Clearly, 1/3 of us has made it their whole deal. We want it. Make good stuff, please. I'm begging you.
Please. I just I feel like this is the best way to segue into the next topic, which is the state of Yu-Gi-Oh products as of May 23rd, 2021, and for the foreseeable future. This kind of ties into the next thing that we were supposed to talk about, but I honestly, like, it might be because I just don't connect with anything for the next couple of sets, but Lightning Overdrive is literally the last set that I care about outside of the Megatins, because it has the Kiss Kill Frost and the Ad Ignister support, and that is literally it. I don't care about anything else in the like coming out for the rest of the year, and I know that, like, it really does just come down to personal preference with these kinds of things, but compared to last year where everything was just like it was just a banger set after banger set, now we're just sort of, like, in a lull. It really sucks. It really sucks. And the fact that things are just getting more expensive, it sucks even more. Just like, price inflation's on release. It's crazy. Like, I do a lot of online shopping just cause, I don't want to go out very much, and I've seen sets go from I've seen boxes go from $65 on pre-release as pre-release price to $80 on release day of, for no reason whatsoever, and it really sucks. And, like, the quality of the sets are warranting less of an incentive to buy anything outside of pre-release pre-release orders, or what do you call it? Just getting singles. I don't think that's very healthy for the game, especially at a casual level, because like casual, like competitive players will spend hundreds on staples, and they'll be fine with it because they have an actual reason to do so. But if the average player that just wants to have fun at their local, or even just with friends, goes over and finds out that cards that aren't meta relevant are still hiking up in price for no reason, like all that is happening, there's less of a push for them to stay invested in the game, because they don't want to invest hundreds of dollars into building a YCS ready deck or something like that. So yeah, I just feel like that's sort of the trajectory of the sets for the rest of the year outside of the Megatins, because of course Megatins are everything that happened last year.
An event.
Mm-hmm.
JC, I went after Jello last time. Do you have any thoughts that you want to bring about this whole situation?
So I may be rambly again, but I guess
okay.
That's my thing.
That's the whole point of this show, and we're only 20 minutes in. So you know what?
Good.
We have so much time.
Let's ruin that.
I know.
Okay, so
you are rambly, then you're in the wrong format, buddy.
So I think and you brought up a good point, and it made the gears turn in my head the whole time you were talking about I think it's almost, and I hate to do this because it's already like a schism, but competitive versus casual players involved with like the market, like buying things. And for the longest time, anyone could attest who's been in Yu-Gi-Oh for more than like 2 years. The expensive cards were in mainly core sets that were the secret rare cards that would be good in a competitive deck. Mm-hmm. Then all the other cards in the set would be super low priced. You can get your random bad archetypes that a casual player would like to pick up that's not super meta, whatever. It was kind of like a hierarchy that everyone was always complaining about, warranted, because of course there could be other ways going about it. You can have a secret rare version but also a lesser rare, kind of like in the OCG, where they kind of have staple cards at like different rarities, so you can bling out your deck but also have accessible things. Mm-hmm. But I think, and I don't have an opinion on whether or not it's good or bad, because I feel like there are both good and bad things about it. Mm-hmm. But the fact that and I think Team APS coined this term, at least in my mind, I think that's where I heard it from, but like these lottery cards, like I don't know if Toon Chaos or Battles of Legend Armageddon came out first, but when the Collector's Rare and when like 10,000 Dragon and the Zexal Speak or Astral Language number 39 came out, that was when everyone, not just competitive players trying to buy the next Eternity Code because of all the staples that were secret rare, right? It was all the casual people wanting that 10,000 Dragon, right? All the random people not into Yu-Gi-Oh directly, but basically, the kind of scummier people that are in it purely for the money factor, for the stonks and all that stuff, know that the collector's rares are in the sets that are worth money and stuff. That I think is bad. I think it puts more targets on product when it has those random lottery cards for people to buy it sealed, which makes it unavailable to people. The only thing I respect is, other than 10,000 Dragon and that one random Starlight that's in the core sets that's like a reprint, all the other lottery cards are accessible in a lower rarity. So at the end of the day, you can get that card. I think it's very smart, the Astral Language Utopia, number 39 Utopia, because it's like such a cool chase card. Mm-hmm. But Utopia, you can get a Utopia, right? You can get that quite easily. So I think that's a good balance, but it still doesn't help the fact that these sets, any set that has a ghost rare, any set, as we see with ghosts from the past, especially any set that has a collector's rare, I don't necessarily know if the Starlights have directly affected core sets. I know they print those pretty nicely, and you have pre-release to get them from your locals, and I think core sets haven't been affected as much, but these side sets have been bought because of those chase cards. So I think that's a huge issue, on top of just the climate in general that we're all aware of, and we spoke of in previous podcast episodes about the whole capitalism is literally definitively and black and white shown in the card game market right now how bad it can get, or obviously not, because it can get like much bad and it can actually affect lives and stuff, but like as bad as it can get on paper in terms of supply and demand. So I don't know. I think the lottery cards, as we will call them, or as I will call them, hopefully it'll catch on more. Shout out Team APS. But I think those are to blame for Yu-Gi-Oh! But again, I think they are going about what cards are these lottery cards is actually pretty fair in my opinion. Because again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think 10,000 Dragons is the only instance where like you physically cannot get another copy of it, and that's why it's literally like, I think it's like almost 2,000 USD now. I'm not sure. I know it was like 1,000 on release. Yeah. I think it went up. I'm in like the buyout group, so I know when to like buy my 3 copies if it's about to be bought out, you know.
Yeah.
But I think I've seen it at least to 2K at some point, but I don't know about right now. That's all I have to say. I think my point is lottery cards are the not source, but definitely something to look at in these sets when it comes to not being available. And just one more thing, again, the rambling occurs. I think us, like more, not, I don't know how to separate us, but like people who like are aware that you can buy boxes, right? People who are aware you can like pre-order at your local game store, pre-order online as Jello does. And I know you also support your locals though, but as you mentioned, you also like look online. But we know boxes exist. We can pre-order them if we have the funds at the time. You know, we can get them at the cost they're supposed to be. The people who are affected most are those random individuals who just go to Walmart, go to Target, and just try to buy some packs here or there that maybe can't afford a whole box at a time either. Because I know locals sell packs, but I think by the time they're selling packs, it's not like you can pre-order like 5 packs. You know, you're gonna pay that inflated price by then. So I don't know. I think it hurts the casual, but at the same time, the casuals and the people who are farthest removed from being competitive and pro players or anything of that nature are the ones being hurt the most, but also are the ones feeding into this as well. The amount of casual people in like the most casual like Yu-Gi-Oh groups that I'm in on Facebook, the most base level, I like Dark Magician, that's it. I don't know what a pendulum does. Granted, I don't know either, but that's beside the point. That bad example
what does
there.
it do?
But these people are the ones that are going in that if the scalpers don't get to it, then it's these people who buy literally 2 displays worth of ghosts from the past and say, yo, I just got these, what up, you know, and trying to get that like Blue Eyes alternative, right, or that Dark Magician, right? So I don't know, it's very self-defeating almost. It's the same audience that are just getting affected that are also hurting it. I know it's obviously ultimately Konami, but like they're part of the process that's hurting it, I should say. But yeah, that's my word vomit of the day.
We hope that you have more later. So while you were talking about 10,000 Dragon, I went on to TCG Player, and right now, at least places that are willing to ship to me, 10,000 Dragon goes for $2,700 US.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Here the lowest is exactly 2,000 with 78 cents shipping.
Great.
In America.
Well, and then it's a steal.
Oh my goodness. 78 cents only. You better have tracking with that. My God. Can you imagine spending $2,000 on a single piece of cardboard and not have tracking on the shipping?
If it's over 50,
that would give me
on TCG Player.
Well, that's good.
Oh man. But oh yeah, Nova, how do you feel about the state of sealed product?
No, I think both of you bring up really outstanding points. There are definitely 3 markets out there that Konami Konami looks at. There's the casual player base, there's the competitive people, and then there's the scalpers. And I don't think we have time for me to go into the specifics of what divides all 3 of them. But I think the issue here is that Konami has been printing Yu-Gi-Oh for more than 20 years now. And I don't know their sales numbers, but it must be making the money because they've been continuing
Surviving.
to do it.
Yeah,
they've been doing that. Then Duel Links came around, and I have this feeling that because they have a way for people to give them money, they don't have to worry about supply chains. They don't have to worry about physical products being material costs,
Hashtag
stocking
save the planet.
shelves. All the stuff that they don't have to worry about, they can just do in Duel Links and they can get your money that way. And from what I know, the people who work on Duel Links are not the same as the people who work in the TCG. And there's a lot of pressure from up top, seeing all the money this makes. Up top being all like, hey, physical, you got to figure out how to make that kind of money at Duel Links is, otherwise we're going to take all your resources and make this even better to earn even more money. And so we're seeing the kinds of things that you see in gacha games happening in physical product. The lottery cards themselves are a gacha system. It's no longer a, this card is good because it's competitive and then we can make it a higher rarity to make that artificial scarcity. Because like how it used to be with deck build packs, you can make whole packs full of hollow cards and you still make money off of it. That's not an issue. But you introduce a card that's only one in every 4 cases or whatever the ratio is, and all of a sudden people have to buy them in gigantic quantities so that they can pull it for either collector's purposes because they want it, or they're showing it off a la the Paul brothers and other people who do that. So we're seeing that change happening in physical products. So I know, JC, you said that the lottery cards are an issue, but not like the entirety of it. I would go a step further and say that the lottery cards are the problem. They are... Konami is continuing to push for whales and scalpers to support their business model, and not the people who, you know, keep the game afloat and play the game day to day. And then that also goes with stuff going up, but the value of the sets are going down in a lot of ways. We're printing cards that aren't very fun to play with or aren't effective against previous cards, and we're losing just cool stuff out of sets. Like I said, deck build packs used to be all shiny. Now there are a bunch of rares, which Konami said rares were just bad and no one likes them.
Yeah. Pepperidge
Core sets no longer have rares. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Core sets no longer have rares, so now cards that used to be ultras are now secrets. Cards that used to be supers are now ultras. It's harder to get everything now for players who just want to play the game casually. And it bites. Like, I wish I could just say, oh, well, scalpers are going around and they're buying stuff out, so of course single prices are going to be high. But no, Konami is doing things specifically to court these people. And because, and I don't want to say like Duel Links inherently, like every single part of it is terrible. People like it, they have fun with it. But, you know, like I have said, and we've all said, capitalism ruins trading card games, and that includes, you know, if you can't make as much money in physical as we can in digital, then, you know, you're gonna have to go away soon so we can focus on digital.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It makes me... I get comically upset over Hidden Arsenal because that is so clearly a, we're going to print more lottery cards and you're going to buy it because of that kind of scheme. And that's the real upsetness that I have about it. It's so blatantly, this has no value, you will pay thousands of dollars for this, and I'm upset.
Definitely. I like the point that you made with the lottery cards like having more individual value, and then like sets having lesser value, you know, spread out between cards, because it makes it really crappy to open up boxes in bulk, because lottery cards don't always show up and you don't get your money back unless, you know, you pull, you know, another chase card or something. So, you know, like in Lightning Overdrive, I don't think that there's any card that's like, you know, like a jackpot card. I don't think. This is like one of the first ones that doesn't have like a pot or a hand, like a new broken hand trap or something for competitive that's like worth $100 from the get-go, unless I'm missing something or forgetting something.
Pulling up the list right now because I don't have like the the whole setup, but I do remember looking at the TCG reveal events, not event, but the announcement video that they put out, and the original Black Rose Dragon is confirmed to be in the set as a Starlight Rare. Very high nostalgia card being printed as a 1 in every 4 cases card.
Great.
They made, what is it? Amazements have 2 secrets and 3 ultras, so good luck playing that fun deck. Like, it's bad for everyone.
Make the decks that won't dent the meta easier to obtain, Konami. Cause like seriously, people will not go out and buy tons of boosters. At least, you know, like the ones who are semi-committed that know that TCG Player exists, they will not go out and spend more money buying boosters. They will just go over to TCG Player and buy these cards, because like it doesn't make sense to make bad cards hard to get. It makes no sense to me. Cause, well, no, I'm not gonna say bad cards because I haven't actually read anything about the Amazements, but you know, the fact that nobody's been yelling about it, you know, like incessantly on Twitter or other social media outlets, leads me to believe that like it's kind of like War Rocks. That they're getting a new card, by the way, which is cool. But yeah, I don't see the point in making like non-meta breaking cards difficult to pull out of boosters, because it's like it goes back to the willingness to invest in casual players, or like JC said, the I go to big box store, buy something, post on Facebook group, haha, I am a Yu-Gi-Oh player. Because like there's no point, because people don't that sort of echelon of players don't really understand the whole hierarchy of everything. So like I would love to see the day that Konami makes a bad archetype but have everything in common. I would love to see that day. Or like maybe the boss monster is like a super at best, because at least that way you can get people to play the game. You can get people, because it would bring a better sense of completionism, I guess is like the word that I can throw out right now. Because at least, you know, like even if the deck is bad, if you feel like you completed the deck and you're not just like playing one offshoot copy of like all the expensive cards of the deck, you know, like it just makes you feel better, you know. Because like I'd rather have an all common deck that's complete than, you know, like playing like, oh yes, I have one of this secret rare that I should have a playset of, and one of this ultra that I should have a playset of, which is insanely difficult to pull. So I know like, and you bringing up Duel Links makes it a lot more clear as to why they're doing this. It's just, you know, as a casual player myself, like I still have to ask, why are you doing this? Like, because you're not, it doesn't really help anybody like who actually does get affected by, you know, new releases, other than of course vendors who have to buy tons of them anyway. I don't know how coherent that was. I'm so sorry. My brain farted like halfway through.
I wish I had answers for you that like made sense, like that was a thing. The only thing that it comes back to is it makes them more money. Yeah. Like printing even bad sets at high rarity, it's either going to get vulnerable people who have that completionist mindset to invest in that. It'll either get them to invest in singles, which someone has to buy the supply for, so you get vendors to buy it.
Yeah.
And it sucks. Like, it seems on our level that it doesn't make any sense. But up on the chain, oh yeah, of course, we'll print this thing as a bunch of secrets. Someone's gonna have to pay for it at some point, whether it's the casual players, vendors, scalpers, competitive. Someone's gonna have to do it as long as we increase the scarcity of these items.
And I think, and for lack of better terminology, I hate to go macro almost on this, or like big brain, not to be humble, I'm going big brain here, but I think an issue too, because when you were just speaking, Jello, on the whole a bad archetype in a common rarity, like an all common, the inverse would be if you had very, very good cards at common or rare slots back when those were a thing in main sets. We look at like $10 rares when they're actually good, right? The Salamangrate card, I forgot the name of it, but that was like a $10 rare for a long time. Cross Sheep, for instance. I think the biggest issue, and what I'm getting at with the whole macro thing, is the actual rarity distribution, because everyone was kind of like, and I do agree to some degree. I mean, I do agree to some degree that the War Rock field spell. Man, it's late. I'm having the brain farts now. The War Rock...
it's a terrible name, horrible iteration. It's not you, it's them.
The War Rock field spell being in a secret rare, that's not good for the casual player, but because it is such a not meta deck. I don't want to say it's bad, because it's actually quite fair, and I understand Nova brought up a good point. I think, if I remember correctly, Dire Yu-Gi-Oh! Brought this up first, and you brought it to the table here, about it's a very good learner deck. It teaches you about the battle phase. I think the damage step also. Obviously, as a Yu-Gi-Oh! Player, esteemed as myself, I have not read a single War Rock card. But anyway, that's beside the point.
Well, you shouldn't, so good.
We always gravitate towards these gimmicky effects that break the game somehow, and that's why they become meta, but that's beside the point, to get off track. But my whole point, to go macro, I think the rarity distribution is the biggest thing, because you look at like the secret rare card here, and it's only, I say only because everyone has a different price point, but it's only about 4 to 5 USD for the War Rock secret rare, so it's not as bad. You can get the whole deck for probably under, I would say, $40, being very conservative with pricing and stuff. And I understand that's not good for everyone, but honestly, a deck that also doesn't use much, I don't think it uses much extra deck. I see it very focused on the main deck. Probably better variants, using like meta strategies and stuff. Obviously, you would need an extra deck, but to play a pure deck, to play that casual game, even if you have a high rarity slot, you're still able to pay a decently low price for a deck core. And I think it's more so if we got more secret rare slots, more these slots, more something like that, I think that'd be better to fit in the system you're kind of saying, Jello, because I feel like even if we were to have stronger cards printed at lower rarity, weaker cards printed at higher rarity, for Amazement, for instance, I don't think those are bad either, but I heavily assume that they won't be meta breaking. I think those will probably be quite decent. I look at Ignister, and I think those prices on release for a while were kind of expensive. I think they've definitely tanked, at least reasonably. I understand a lot of those cards were higher rarity, so that's probably not the best example. But I think a mixture of what you're saying, Jello, and just them actually changing the model would be a way to fix this, and that's why we should all work at Konami. Maybe in the Duel Links department, though, so that way we can have more job security. But
we could just make our own game.
Rome.
We could just make our own game. Call it Ogiyu, No one will be able to tell the
Game of Kings. There we go. It's completely distinct.
Yeah, exactly. I know that in the pre-meeting I said that I wasn't going to bring it up, but I kind of do. I do think that it is pretty topical, but Overdress has been really good in terms of budgeting for newer players, and even the more seasoned players that want to go straight into competitive, because you can build complete competitive decks for what's a good example? Maybe like a Pot of Prosperity or less, and have sleeves for thing, and like the extra incentive that that Bushiroad, the company that makes Vanguard, gives players when buying sealed product is a lot better. Because, for example, structure decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! They cost anywhere from $10 to $12. If you go to a big box store in Canada, they're $15 to $16, and you have to buy 3 to get play sets of everything, right? The start decks for Vanguard, and for a long time even the trial decks for Vanguard, trial decks were like $20, They had more foils, but had play sets of everything that you needed to go through. So you didn't have to spend $60 to thing unless you just wanted to max rarity everything. But at that point, you shouldn't even be listening to this rant. The start decks.
You're in a whole different world.
Yeah, the start decks give you a play set of everything that's important for your deck. And only cost $5 in Canada and in the States, right? Like MSRP is $4, but places have been selling them for $5 and $6 apparently. But still, like, you don't have to go out and buy 4 copies of this start deck to have a complete deck. You just have to spend the 5 or the 6, and you can start playing. You can start playing at a tournament because of the way that triggers work. You could have a $5 deck and smack a $100 deck in the face. And moving into boxes, like booster boxes, there's more incentive to buy things sealed because Yu-Gi-Oh main boxes have 24 packs. There are three secrets, right? Two secrets. Two secrets in a pool.
Some people report 3 sometimes. I think it's like a printing issue, but
okay. Yeah, so 2 to 3 secrets in a pool of 10 secret cards, 10 secret rares, I believe. And then 5
should be 8.
Huh? 8.
It should be 8. Then the rare thing happened. Now it's 10.
Yeah, so 2 out of 10. Ultras are how many per box? 5 or 4?
4 ultras a box, 5 if you're lucky.
Yeah, okay, so 4 per box, and then the rest is super rares and commons, because RIP rares. In Vanguard, the boxes are generally either the same price or cheaper, because it isn't as popular in the West. They tend to go on clearance a lot faster, but you get 16 packs. 4 of those packs have a triple R, which is the you get 4 triple Rs, which is the equivalent of a secret rare in a pool of 8. You get 1 SP, which is basically an ultimate rare per box, which can be like a full art of any of the chase cards, but generally they don't go any lower than $30 to $40 if you want to sell them, so that's always a good thing. That's always a good thing because they only sell boosters for $4 each. You get I believe 5 double rares, which is the equivalent of an ultra, and 1 over double rare, which is just an over trigger, which is basically an ultra. So you get 6 double Rs, 4 triple Rs, and 1 SP. All of those are everything basically the equivalent of an ultra rare above in a box of 16 packs. So basically, if you go out and buy 1 pack, you have a 50 to 56% chance of getting something better than just, like a rare. And all of them are they're all very good. If you compare these sort of like rarity ratios of a Vanguard box to a Yu-Gi-Oh box, you are getting more bang for your buck in Vanguard because, one, the secret pool, I'm just going to say secret rares to make it a lot more understandable. The secret pool is less and you get more per box for the same price, on top of getting more ultra rares and more super rares and rares, because there's like a new weird like in between rarity where you can get like foiled versions of common cards and single R cards, which are basically rares in Yu-Gi-Oh. So it's like, especially right now, like as soon as I got out of quarantine, the structure decks the start decks got released, and then 2 days ago, the first booster set for Overdress got released. So I've just been, it's all just been Vanguard for me, and it feels so good because it's. I told people when I was going through my quarantine, I've never felt like the world was trying to kill me until I had COVID, And I liken the experience of that to opening Vanguard product. It's like the company actually cares about you. And with Konami, it's starting to feel like there's a disconnect. And because of what Nova said with, things going digital, I'm starting to feel that disconnect between the player and the company in terms of how much the company cares for the player over profit. So that is my long-winded rant. I'm so sorry.
No, you actually made me realize that everything that I said about Yu-Gi-Oh! And like the Duel Links thing was something I cooked up sitting down here. Comparing it to Magic the Gathering, we saw the exact same thing happen. Magic the Gathering Arena happened. They could do all their selling stuff exactly like that. In the physical game, they started making a separate booster pack where you get all the actual good rare stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an isolated incident.
Yeah.
And we know that it's not like, oh, well, that's how the market goes. We know it's not the case because games like Vanguard and from personal experience, like Digimon, are competing. Their product is cheaper. Their scarcity amounts are not as high. They have things that they do to incentivize people. Digimon has those like box toppers.
Mm-hmm.
Buy a certain amount, you get a little extra special thing. They have rare cards and then rarer versions if you want the sweet alt arts. Like, if there are two rival Digimon, you can put them together and they make a double-sized art image. They do cool things like that. But nope. Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't do that because they don't have to compete. They're one of the big three.
And correct me if I'm wrong, because I am very rusty and ignorant to the Digimon side of things. But I remember because I don't know if they're necessarily tournament packs, but I know what you're talking about with like the box toppers, and I know there's like just packs you get when you buy enough product from like stores that sell like OTSs, or that's tournament stores, game stores that you buy the Digimon product from. Konami will give you a bunch of filler cards in a tournament pack, and you have a very small chance of pulling an ultimate rare. The super rares sometimes do hit, but recently they haven't been. But the Digimon, I found that the set lists are very, very small for those like incentive packs, and they're all
good,
awesome.
Yeah.
Whereas an OTS pack, I understand, I don't know. I don't think it's 1-to-1 with how many OTS packs you're getting versus like these Digimon packs, but like you could just not get anything in an OTS pack. Whereas in those Digimon packs, when I saw that and I saw how small that pool was, it looked very good because even though it was small, it was only things you would want, and it's not like a weird filler common UA card that you can get right now in a rare for like 20 cents more, so I don't know. That's just something else in favor of Digimon, for sure.
Yeah. And bringing up box toppers, actually, I completely forgot about that point. Vanguard also gives you sleeves per box. They give you 4 sleeves per box for your ride deck because you only need 4. But if you bought enough boxes, you could put your entire deck in the
thinking.
Yeah, and and like case toppers too. Like I think you get like 5 or 6 playmats per case, and a case is kind of expensive because it's 20 boxes as opposed to Konami's 12.
Ooh.
Yeah, but you get so much. You like. If you wanted to, I'm planning to, in my Vanguard Discord, to start doing like case breaks, and like, cause I have a problem where I just want to build everything because it's so it's just right there, and cases are like $1,000, which isn't that bad for how many boxes you're getting, and like with how the rarity distribution is, you can get like 10 copies of of each of the highest rarity card, and you only need 4 each, so you can just like split the case with people. So I'm hoping to do that, and you can't do that kind of thing with Yu-Gi-Oh, because like you could buy a case. I bought a case of Rise of the Duelist. I did not get a single triple tactics talent or a single forbidden droplet out of an entire case. And 2 extra boxes. I actually had 14 boxes. I did not pull a single one. The only time I pulled a triple tactics talent was out of a Walmart booster. So I'm like,
Oh my God.
like, what do I do? Like, it's actually insane. How bad some of the how bad some of the chase card distributions are. But I'm not gonna get into that anymore. I want to talk about the one gleaming light in this bleak timeline that we have for sealed product. But before we do that, let's address the chat real quick.
Hi, chat.
So
I'm sorry. I go on big capitalist rants sometimes when we don't talk to you. I'm very sorry.
So Terrio says, just an opinion, it may not have been correct, but I was probably overhyped when I heard Hidden Arsenal was coming. It's okay. Like I said, it's a personal thing. You know, I feel very sad that Legendary Duelist Season 3 is being pushed back, but I can kind of understand because if they do Season 3, they're caught up. They don't have anything else. They don't have anything for a Season 4 because they haven't made any Legendary Duelist packs since the Duelists of a Whirlwind, which is, you know, it's kind of whatever. So I can see why they went Hidden Arsenal, but I would have actually preferred if they had done, like, I know that they're reprint sets like by themselves, like sort of like mixed in, but I would have really appreciated some Battle of Legends, you know, season packs, because that would have been really nice, because the Vision heroes are getting really expensive. Blackluster Soldier of Chaos is ridiculously high, and that's just from one Battle of Legends pack. You know, they have a ton that they haven't touched in a while. He's looking forward to the Tri-Brigade set, a Tri-Brigade card in the new, I think, Lightning Overdrive, the one where Kit is riding like this cute little robot thing. Definitely can scare people off from starting competitive play. So this was the whole rarity price discussion, and lowest price of 10,000 Dragon on TCG players, $2,000. Lyra, a Vulture, thank you for gracing our chat. God, I miss rares. Yes, I do too. I loved rares. I'd rather have rares than super rares. Probably an unpopular opinion, but rares just look so much cleaner. That's all I can say.
They both have different appeal.
Yeah.
That things is good.
Yeah. Capitalism was a
Sometimes
mistake.
supers make the art. Yeah, absolutely. Can't argue with that. No, sometimes supers can make an art look really muddy. Sometimes it can really bring out the vibrancy.
Yeah.
Rares, just a solid looks like it's like a card in uniform. A nice little badge. It looks nice.
Yeah. The gold letter rares were really nice from Maximum Gold. Those were. Capitalism was a mistake. I have to say this. I used to live in Vietnam. I lived there for a year, and they're socialist. They're a socialist country, right? And basically communist. I don't know.
But don't say that
I don't
word
think
out
we'll
loud.
get. Yeah. Okay. So they were socialist, and you know, like, people tend to, you know, associate that with another type of governance, which I will not say because I don't want to get hit before I hit 1,000 subscribers. But it feels really bad because, like, the more you start to get affected by capitalism, the less you feel like you matter to your country, you know, like, and of course Canada has, like, I want to say like 40 million people, you know, like that's a lot of people already, and it sucks to feel even smaller, you know, like, it sucks to feel like you matter even less than you already do, and I feel like that's what capitalism does to you, does to people. We should use card games as a barter system. Oh my god, that would be funny, but like worse, because like I've traded away all of my expensive cards already, and my camera died. And post-apocalypse, where Yu-Gi-Oh cards are the currency.
Starting. The post-apocalyptic card game universe is happening. Quick, Jello, trade to them some Battery Man double A's. That you can get some double A's.
All right, I'm back.
But yeah, until that point, yeah. So, sorry everyone if you saw the title of the video and you thought this wasn't going to be about Clash Consciousness. Fooled you!
Oh man. So, we are officially at our scheduled overtime.
Which means we're moving on to overdress. Anyway, so Stokacia is a nation.
So yeah, I just wanted to end this show on a lighter topic. So of course, Megatons. That was one of the first things that JC and I ever talked about when we started this podcast last year. Like what we are looking forward to. I know that we've talked about this already, but like, you know, now that we're getting closer to it and our minds are a little more, you know, bleak because of everything else that's happening, what are you guys looking forward to in the Megatons?
Okay, remind me, because my brain is very soft and doesn't retain dates very well. What would be the packs that would be in this last Megaton?
So, confirmed are Ignition Assault, Eternity Code, Rise of the Duelist, Phantom Rage. Yes.
Well, I like Phantom Rage.
Yeah.
Oh, I do like Torn Scales reprints.
Comment Torn Scales, please.
Or Torn Scales.
And I believe, and of course the and more. I'm hoping that it's I don't want to say, actually no, I'm not hoping it's Toon Chaos because I already have all the tunes. What
It might be.
I don't know. Like, I don't
Might
know
be-
what else they would.
No,
do.
they wouldn't do Toon Chaos.
You think so?
No, they'll do Toon Chaos, but only the Chaos cards. And the Summon Skull cards. The Summon Skull cards are going to be in this Megaton. Right now.
Yeah, because
No, that was Fist of the Gadgets. That wasn't that. It wasn't Toon Chaos. That was the third thing. I'm looking up right now.
What about you, JC? What are you looking forward to?
Real quick, Toon Chaos, I don't know if this is truly a third thing, but it had a bunch of tin promos in general reprinted there as rares.
That's why I bought so
the
many.
Zexo tin,
Gemini Structure Deck. All of those cards. That was the third thing. Those
forgotten
punks.
strategy. I think it's either going to be Mystic Fighters or Secret Slayers that are going to be that extra something. Because they usually do actual deck build packs. I don't know. Toon Chaos feels such like a weird set to me. It doesn't feel like a deck build pack, even though technically it has the three. We just confirmed the supposed existence of these Gemini structure deck imports that I've never heard of. Well, I guess there was some Noble Knight stuff that actually
the Infernoble Knights, the expensive.
Yeah.
Renault was expensive, so that would be nice.
That was the weird thing. Roland and Renaud debuted in that structure deck. They were just Fire Warrior cards. They didn't do it. And then they introduced regular Infernobles in whatever set they came out in. So weird.
Yeah, it was Rise of the Duelist that they came out in. So
there we go. That's why they did that, because it's great. I love it. I love when they break open structure decks. Uh-oh, I'm going back to the conversation we already had. We're trying to make this happy. Go back. Get away from me, please.
So another thing against Konami is
she's gonna keep bagging on them. Goodbye sponsorships. Mountain
Konami
Dew, if
was
you're
smart.
watching, please, or State Farm.
Hidden Hidden Arsenal, I think, was very smart. They reprinted Laval stuff. They've had Ice Barrier stuff recently come out. So it makes sense to reprint all of these cards that go with new cards. Dinos are a big hit. You know, Jirac is a very fitting thing with all these Dino cards out now. But just to end my point with this, Mystic Fighters and Secret Slayers not only do I feel make sense, but also the random cards from both these sets that haven't been reprinted, looking at the super rares, like I think that one Dragon Maid card that's like the most expensive card, like Dragon Maid card in the set that hasn't been reprinted, and same thing with the Secret Slayers super rares with Eldlik. Both of those seem reasonable, and I wouldn't mind them being reprinted. If they reprint Toon Chaos, I think it'd be kind of a miss, only because, well, I guess actually the for Noble Knights are a decent price, so actually I don't think I'd be too mad regardless. But I just think it makes sense that Secret Slayer's probably, if I were to guess one, like, let's all call it now, because remember, no need to brag, but I'm the 1 year champion so far of calling the last correct.
This is our Halloween heist.
I'm calling Secret Slayers in this set because they already reprinted some cards in the gold set, and you know Konami likes to once they reprint, then that barrier's gone and they'll just do it forever. So I'm calling Secret Slayers as the and more of the set.
I kind of want to say Secret Slayers as well, because I don't have any Eldlixirs of white something. The expensive Eldlixir. I don't have any of those, so I'm hoping that. Oh, and I don't have any cursed Eldlings either. So I need those.
Yeah, we definitely
need those. I need those in common, please. I already have I already have 2 copies of the maximum gold Eldritch, so that's enough bling for that deck. Eldritch Evil Twins, let's go.
Let's go.
What about
Evil Twins Trouble Sun Turbo? Let's go.
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait for that third Evil Twin monster to be revealed, because she just looks hilarious.
What is it with archetypes with twins as an aesthetic getting a third one? Why is that happening?
As long as they don't change to evil triplets, then that's all. That's fine. You know.
Oh, wow, that'd be horrifying aesthetically. Jesus.
Well, it's red, white, and blue, so.
Oh, subliminal messaging.
The spirit of Massachusetts. What about you, Zane? What do you think the and more of this of the Megaton is going to be, and why? Okay. What would you want out of that and more?
Out of the and more, I hope that the and more is they double stuff it with Phantom Rage, but not like different cards from Phantom Rage. They just make it really easy to get Phantom Knight cards. I don't have a problem. Okay, so this is an interesting situation here. So we've already talked about Secret Slayers is definitely going to be in there. Legendary Duelist Magical Hero came out at the beginning of 2020, but I think that means it was in contention for the previous Megaton. So I don't think that means that we're going to get those, even though it would have been nice to get another crack at things like Sunrise, Magician's Souls, yeah, stuff like that. So I don't think that's what's going to happen, but it would be nice if that was part of it. Battles of Legend Armageddon is already a reprint set, so I don't think they're going to add any. Even the new cards, I don't think they're going to add those from there.
I bet you. You know what? I'm going to switch mine to Battles of Legend Armageddon, because I feel like they'll just be like, yeah, whatever, more reprints of reprints.
We don't care. We already have the money. We're just going to make more money with it.
Yeah.
I think another thing I think they're gonna put Rage of Raw in here.
Rage of Raw.
Like, I just looked at it again, and it's like, well, yeah, you could get some hype again for Mech Lords. You could get some hype back up for Jinzo.
Hype never goes away for Raw, so.
Maybe. I mean, if they're going to make the tin look like another moment in the Duel Monsters season timeline, You can justify it. You can be all like, get the Megaton now. Players missed out on Rage of Raw last time, and now they have the chance to get it just in time for our new Obelisk and Slifer structure decks. Complete the trio with your friends. And also, we're only printing it as Ghost Rider again because money kind of thing.
All right.
They could do it!
Oh, King Scarlet's in the chat. He said that's the appliancer set, baby. So maybe we'll get appliancer.
Oh, right, never mind. Of course, no. How could I say no? We're right. Laundry Dragon has never had a reprint before, so. There we go.
All right, so I think the bets are set. We're not actually betting anything. Sorry, YouTube. So JC is in the lead because we've only ever done this once, and he's going with the boring answer, Secret Slayers. I have Battles of Legend Armageddon just because it's funny, and Nova has Rage of Raw, so we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I will wager if Rage of Raw is not part of the Megatons, I will spend an entire episode of In the Yu-Gi-Know being nice to the next core set. I'll say nothing bad. I'll be happy about whatever changes they make to the rare distribution. That's fine. I'll do it. It's fine.
Hey, okay, perfect. They'll increase the secret rare pool to like 15, and then drop the secrets per box to 1.
It's not really like worth it to buy product if you're not gonna pull anything that's worth it. Gage Nim Nim from Progression Playoffs once said that. Cut the mic off. Cut the mic off. I can't stop.
All right, I think that's a pretty good note to end the show on. What do you guys say?
Well, I mean, we have the perfect sign-off from King Scarlet. Laundry Dragon, best boss, let's go!
It is the
It punches everything,
boss.
It beats everything.
It's such a cute thing. Like, I want to have one just sitting on my desk that talks to me whenever I'm, like, editing or something.
A, little toy of the appliancers just sitting around and doing Roboppy stuff, yeah. I would love it, and then I would live in fear of it.
The machine takeover. And yeah, I guess that is everything for this episode of In the Yu-Gi-Know. Do you gentlemen have anything that you would like to say to our lovely audience before we end the stream?
Selfish plug time. All of you might know that
that's what this time's for.
Yeah. So I'm just being upfront with this selfish plug time. I just want everyone at home to know that if they've been watching me for any period of time, they know that I'm working on a project for a long time. So if you're keeping an eye on things, please make sure to tune into this channel in a couple of weeks whenever we do Out of the Box, which is the best progression series ever put out there, and I will hear no arguments to the contrary. There's no issue with power creep across formats for it to be constructed. We're opening a real card, so there's no issue of a bug happening. No, it's the perfect progression series, really. So keep an eye out.
I will say I would love to have the exact out of the box experience, but using the what is it, YGO Pro Deck, whatever the CMOS progression series uses to open pack, because then we would get only collector's rare everything, and it would be beautiful. We'd even get a ghost rare out of Ancient Guardians. I don't know how, but we'd manage to get it. But plug for me, I'm working on things in the background. It's a big overhaul in my life right now with transitioning into the full boring adult world. No longer do I know what date it is because I no longer have school assignments or anything like that, so that's different. But look forward to hearing many voices, some that may even be in this very online room right now, on Nova's channel, coming up very soon, talking about an archetype that I think we all know and love quite a lot. which perfect segue. Speaking of that archetype, Jello, take us home with all of those wonderful plugs you have, since this is, after all, your channel.
All right. You know what? In the next episode, I'm going to actually just have like an extension cord with like extra plugs, like the extra the extra thing. So it's like it's time, it's plug time. Let's see, what do I have that's going on? Of course, out of the box, which will be resuming. I have to edit the opening. This is the hardest part about going into Arc 3 for me. I have to remake the entire intro video because, one, we've already gone past years, so Yu-Gi-Oh is like a second year college student now instead of just a high school graduate, and the Dragon Buster isn't banned anymore, so I had to put another ban card.
We just pretend that it is. We just not acknowledge it.
Hopefully, I want to, and I never mentioned this for Arc 2, but I lost the original Premiere Pro file for the intro, so when I had to put Arc 2 at the end of the thing, is literally me just taking like the final copy of like the actual like video copy of the first opening and then trying to like time it the same. Like if you pause like at a certain moment during any of the Arc 2 intro videos, when the thing goes up, when the Arc 2 like title thing goes up, you'll actually see it say Arc 1.
Wow. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
If you told us that and I forgot, I'm so sorry for that too, but that sucks.
It's all good. It's funny to bring up in times like this. But yeah, out of the box, Arc 3 is coming up really, really, really soon. The reason why I get to laugh with these guys so much is because I am very comfortable being around them now. Like, I would basically like be able to be their neighbor now at this point, even though I am in a different country. Overdressed to Impress. The rest of the episodes will be coming out. I have to do all of the game commentary for playoffs for the top 4, but all of those videos all of those games are done. They're just waiting to be edited and all that other stuff. And I am planning to do a Yu-Gi-Oh Card Fight Vanguard introspective. Like, most people do retrospectives after they're done playing the game, but I'm still playing the game, so that'll be fun to do. And of course, on how to overdress, since there are a couple of different things in the new format. But in terms of Yu-Gi-Oh, Megatins are the only things that are keeping me alive in terms of sealed product this year so far. And of course the Dogmatica stuff. I live for Nova's lore videos on the Dogmatica stories. So Konami, never ever stop printing Dogmatica things, please. I beg of you. And
Dare stop.
And yes,
there's gonna be what is it? It's gonna be like 3 or 4 years in the future where they finally print out, like, they have a Shonen Jump magazine where they list off all of the and either I'm gonna go through that or I'm gonna find a channel that's all like, we're gonna go through all of Nova's predictions. We're gonna see how wrong he was about everything. That jerk thinks he knows talking about card and stuff. Anyway, in page 2.
Yeah, I feel like at some point you're just gonna blow up. And like, you're gonna blow up in terms of subscribers. Konami's gonna notice you, and then they're going to print like a Dogmatica Nova card or something. And he's just like what do you call it? He's just a researcher in a room full of like stacks of papers, and he's just like, ah. But anyway, thank you everybody for watching. King Scarlet says, sorry, he just tuned in right at the end. Keep doing your thing. We appreciate it very, very deeply, and we hope that you all continue to enjoy this rambly show that we've put together. Yeah, you guys are now
Wow.
in
In
the
YugiKnow.
YugiKnow.
No, we didn't do. God darn you, latency.